Welcome back to an early Conductor Sunday live stream. This is early for me because normally I do it at 7, but me and HALOGELATO actually have a video to record later on today. So I said, you know what? Let's change up the game a little bit. Why not? Let's throw a curveball.
Yeah, crack open the eggs, throw on the bacon. Let's do it. Let's do a sunrise Conductor Live Sunday.
I know, right? Man, I'm throwing you for a tongue twister because you literally just stepped off the Disney cruise ship, what, 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
God, you're a world traveler. Man,
I almost booked it as a back-to-back because they were doing another 3-night after it where people had like where you could just like go off and then you just get right back on the ship. I would have done it. We would be coming off the ship tomorrow, but there were no more staterooms left.
Holy Lord. You're crazy. You're really crazy. You know that? Oh my God. Peter, you better get ready, man, because once we hit Paris, it's double or nothing for real. This is double or nothing. But HALOGELATO, I want to thank you for joining this week's Conductor Sunday live stream. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Absolutely. You can find me on my YouTube channel that I have with Abby, HALOGELATO, where we cover all things in the theme parks, Disneyland, Universal Studios Hollywood, Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, and yes, even the Disney Cruise Line, which as we speak, I believe there is a vlog that actually is up premiering right now on my channel for the cruise line. But you know what? You guys are right here, right now. You guys can go back and watch that video. So we're here. You're with me. You're with Conductor. Let's do this thing. And you could also find us on HALOGELATO on Instagram as well.
Absolutely. And I want to give a big shout out to HALOGELATO. And you're going to hear me say this for months and months and months and probably years to come on this channel. I have a much different perspective about the theme parks now when HALOGELATO, his wonderful wife, Abigail, made something that I can only dream of as a kid possible, a reality, by taking me and Tommy Toon World to Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando, a vacation that I will never, ever forget ever in my life, ever again. And all the wonderful memories we made, all four of us, it was just absolutely spectacular. Like George said, he has a lot of content from Walt Disney World, from Universal Orlando, the cruise he just went on with Abby. I have a lot of content myself from Walt Disney World. I actually finally got my video together with Animal Kingdom, so I'll be releasing that. And then I have a separate POV video of Test Track 3.0 that's uploading, so you guys will be able to enjoy that very, very soon. The first thing I want to bring up to you, George, because it's actually happening this week, like literally in 4 days. I want to get your perspective on FanFest. Okay. So we're going to have a massive group with us, and I mean massive group. It's going to be me, you, Abby, Tommy Toon World, Christian in the Parks, Mr. Scary Dre on X, Chris West, and we're going to have Jason Hill with us. That's 8 people in a group.
We're actually going to have more.
Really? Who else?
Yeah, so Mademoiselle is going to be joining us.
9.
He, I think, has a friend that is coming as well. Ivan is coming.
Okay, so that's 11. And then
11. And I think I spoke to Tommy earlier. If Christian does join us, I think he may have his brother with him. So if that is the case, we will have a baker's dozen.
13. Damn. We must be very popular. Yeah, 13. I'm going to have to bring some more stickers and buns. I'm going to have to bring some more stickers and some buns with me. Man, I have a lot to give out. Oh, man. I want to ask you, out of out of all the fan fest stuff, literally out of all the stuff, what are you most anticipated for and most excited for fan fest?
So I'm very optimistic about this fan fest because we're off the gate. I remember going to last year's, and last year's was phenomenal. It was very memorable. And I mean, taking it like starting off with something because Universal had never done anything like this. Disney was always familiar like with doing like parties and after hour events. So Universal, this was new to them. So
Sure.
like right out the gate, they gave us a banger with going down to Hill Valley where they actually filmed Back to the Future and they gave us memorable scenes of the films and we were standing like right where Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, and all the Crispin Glover, all the actor Thomas F. Wilson, and so how do you compete with that? So I when they gave us the survey kind of questionnaire at the end of last year's event, they gave us
Sure.
all this great possible IPs that they would be utilizing for this year. So I was a bit optimistic to see their choices of what they were going for, but I won't knock it until I actually see it for myself. Having said that, I am very excited about the One Piece show that's going to be holding into the water world um, arena. I mean, just with the meet and greet alone from last year, you thought people were meeting the Beatles. Like the line was up like the wazoo. People cosplayed. They were buying the merch. So I can't imagine if that was a meet and greet of what the show is going to be.
Oh my
So that's that. And then of course I am very curious to see how they do down on the studio lot with Scooby Doo. You know, meeting up with the classic Universal monsters. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the same format as how they did with Hill Valley. We'll have to wait and see. And of course, the Forbidden Forest for the Harry Potter experience. Like those are my top three. If I do nothing else, if I just get those three things in, I'm a happy camper.
Oh, 100%. I think personally, One Piece is going to be awesome in Waterworld. I think, and I'm I'm actually shocked that early access was still available for the first night. I was actually shocked because we're probably going to have all the vloggers there. We're going to have all the media. We're going to have, oh my gosh, we're probably going to have people from, you know, the One Piece show, like the voice actors and stuff. Maybe some of them will be there. Um, I can only guess, some celebrities might be there because that's kind of the norm with Universal events, whether it's FanFest, HHN. Usually the first night or the first couple nights, you do get that lucky where you can see celebrities, you can meet vloggers like the big vloggers like Mondo and Fresh Baked and Ordinary Adventures and all these big time.
HALOGELATO.
Oh, of course. How can we forget HALOGELATO? One of the many times of the YouTube game. Come on now. Um, and we just have a great time. And that's what I like about these after dark events is not just the event itself. It's running into, fellow content creators. It's running into your audience and really kind of sharing that in-person, conversation.
Well,
Because
even just how you said, we're going to have a big group with us. So just the camaraderie that we're going to have amongst ourselves of having a big group is going to be fun and exciting within itself.
100%. I think for me, the most um the most anticipated, if I'm only going off the experiences and not necessarily the show itself, because we're going to have two shows. We're going to have One Piece in the Water World, and then we're going to have Sailor Moon in the DreamWorks Theater as kind of like almost like a mini movie playing. And I will tell you, it's funny because when I went last year, it was what was it? Sorry if I butchered this. Did Jujutsu Kaisen, and I probably butchered that, but
Jujutsu
that
Kaisen. Yeah.
yeah, it's a tongue twister for me to say. But that show was in the DreamWorks Theater, and I literally got my whole setup ready. And these two guys, they came all the way. I'm not even kidding about this. They came all the way from Osaka, Japan. I'm not even joking. They came all the way here to experience FanFest because of Back to the Future and all that. And they sat right next to me. They're like, "Are you a vlogger?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm such and such. Nice to meet you. I'm going to be filming this whole show." And they were excited for me. And they put my channel out there on their socials. I got a lot of followers after that. So I love meeting new people. I love meeting fans in general. Well, not fans. I'm going to use the terminology Bricky uses, fellow friends of the channel. I love meeting them in the parks and having that in-depth conversation. I love it. But
It is.
going back,
It's very thrilling. It's very satisfying, you know,
yes,
especially when someone recognizes you. Um, I actually I actually had a couple of people recognize me on the cruise ship. It was kind of wild. Um,
really.
yeah. They they knew that they have seen me somewhere before on like YouTube and stuff, and they said, "You two look familiar. You do vlogs, don't you?" And yeah, so um I'll just say this, that they ended up sitting with us in the Walt Disney Theater for the first show for the Golden Mickeys, and their son was part of the show. He got called up to do a little segment of the show, and his mom actually, because you're not allowed to film any
Sure.
of the shows on the cruise line, but they did give the families the okay that when their child is on stage for
They
that moment, you can record. So she actually turned to me and she said, "I give you permission, if you would like, you can record that scene for your vlogs." So I did. So I thought that was really cool that she gave me the okay to do so.
That's really awesome. And that's the special moments I'm talking about. You make that connection and it leads to, something like that. And that's what I enjoy. But going back to FanFest, I think the most anticipated experience I'm looking forward to would have to be Scooby Doo, number one. That without a doubt. Scooby Doo. I grew up watching Scooby Doo on the weekends as a kid in my pajamas, eating cereal or eating French toast. Loved it,
I
enjoyed
just
it.
have to say, not to cut you off because I don't want you to lose your train of thought. I don't know what it was. Even as a kid, you can imagine how I was as a kid. And I
Oh,
know probably shouldn't do this, but I'm one that I always insert my own interpretation of a song. So you
sure.
know the classic like Scooby Dooby Doo. I don't know what it is. I always added like an extra punk kind of thing. I always go Scooby Dooby Doo. Where the hell are you? You guys.
Holy moly. See, okay, folks, I have to tell you right now, that's literally what I dealt with for 2 weeks out in Walt Disney World, and I tell you what, there was never a dull moment where he started just doing that at a random, and I laughed so hard. There were a couple times I almost passed out because I couldn't breathe. I was laughing that hard. It was ridiculous. And he did it in the parks too. So everyone's looking at us like we're nutcases.
As I said, I have no shame. I really
No,
don't.
no, and it's awesome. It's the same thing with the because we were talking about possibly getting a wand for the Harry Potter experience. And George, you want to tell them what your broad ideas for them.
As I said, if I do get a wand and I see my shot, or maybe I don't even get the wand, who knows? I think if honestly, if it's dark enough and it's creepy enough and it's kind of silent and you're kind of like waiting, I swear I'm gonna like wait till there's like a group of people that are huddled around, and I'm just gonna go all Voldemort and I'm just gonna do my what a kid.
Dude, okay. This was funny because I swear it was me, Marjorie, and George in the Three Broomsticks. We're just sitting there, right? We got food, we're eating it, and I swear to you not, out of nowhere, George just does this out of random. And I literally, I'm not even kidding. Everyone in like a 20-foot radius of our table stared at us when he did that, because he did it like he almost borderline screamed that.
Oh, I did.
And
And then
hilarious as
inside
hell.
Three Broomsticks, it already has like an
Reverberation.
echoey kind
Yeah.
of thing. So yeah, so it's just I don't know what it was. Yeah, because Mademoiselle brought her wand with her. So I just picked it up and I was holding it, and I don't know what it is. Every time I pick up a Harry Potter wand, there are many different spells and incantations that are part of the series. Like there's
God.
Expecto Patronum, there's Aloha Mora, there's Stupefy, you know, there's but for some reason, every time that I hold a wand in my hand, the Avada Kedavra spell just it takes over me, and then I'm just like, because I love how Ray Fiennes, who portrays Voldemort in the movies, like of how he brought that character and how he brought like the gusto of when he would say Avada Kedavra. Like it was just perfect.
Oh, by far. So I think those two experiences, if I had to line them up, it's going to go Scooby-Doo, the Harry Potter thing, because both those things are at night. I kind of feel like they're a nighttime thing,
Yeah.
probably a little bit better. And then the Jurassic Park, and then probably Dungeons, and then Yoshi. Because I don't feel like
where does One Piece fall for you?
Well, I'm just doing like attractions. I'm not.
Oh, you're just doing like walk through kind of things.
Yeah, walkthroughs. Okay. Yeah. Now the shows are going to be a banger no matter what, and we actually have a plan. Yeah. We'll see how it goes with 13 people, but we actually have a plan. Hopefully, Universal in the next day or so will release what they're going to offer for early entry, because we all got early entry. Every single one of us got early entry. So we're going to try. I'm thinking Dungeons is going to open first. If they allow us to get down there quick enough, we're going to hit Dungeons, hit the ground running, and literally run back upstairs and probably just camp out where the One Piece show is, because we're literally... This is what we do, folks, as vloggers. We don't screw around. When there's new stuff and we want to film it, we're like Johnny on the spot. We're literally going to run back upstairs, camp at the One Piece show, get in, watch it, and film it. And then probably, what would you say, George, if we had to guess, maybe go to the Scooby-Doo thing?
I would say, depending on how the format is with Scooby-Doo, if it's like a constant rotational thing,
yeah.
And again, the same with Harry Potter. I don't know how they're going to go about doing it, and probably look at the wait times. I would say that would be our next move, whether to either do Harry Potter, since we're already up on the upper lot, and then move down to the bottom, or 100%. Go do Scooby-Doo and then come back up and do Harry Potter. No, and then move down to the even lower lot where Jurassic is.
Oh, 100%. I totally hear you on that, because that's what I would like to do. But again, it's kind of difficult to do that with 13 people, but we're going to try our best. And we have John Make It Rain has some interesting comments, so I want to bring that up before we jump to the next subject, because we have a bunch of subjects to talk about tonight. So John was actually mentioning about the CinemaCon, and that's going to lead into one of our subjects pretty soon. But he was mentioning a Scooby Doo ride. Wouldn't that be cool at a Universal Park to have that? You think that would be kind of like an Omni mover?
Yeah, I would definitely do it as like a dark ride, more like an up-to-date dark ride, either an Omni Mover or a trackless dark ride, like how they do like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway kind of thing.
100%. And then I think at CinemaCon, I can't be sure because I didn't watch. I don't know if there's any videos out there, but I was just kind of scrolling through social media that day because I was at work and then I came home and I was tired as hell. But from what I've seen, some great movies were announced. Johnny Depp was actually at the event, so people were speculating maybe a deal got reached for a new Pirates. I don't know if that
Well,
came.
and it's interesting because um I touched upon this on my channel when it comes to the Disney Legends, and I always said, I think it was actually during my Q&A with Matthew Murr's question. Shout out to Matthew, by the way, when he asked me about for like Disney Legends, and I said, I feel like a lot of times for Disney Legends, it's not just about their contribution to the company,
Sure.
but also for cross promoting or marketing of what's to become into the future.
Yeah.
So like for instance, um the Jonas Brothers, you know, they're being honored for, you know, what they've done many years with Disney, with the Disney Channel, with Camp Rock and everything. But also they did more recently, they, you know, they were the showrunners for the jingle for the 70th with Celebrate Happy. You know, so that's a cross promoting. The Rock is just going to be coming off of the live action Moana. He has more projects coming out. Maybe that's a segue into Moana 3. Oh, so anyway, so where I'm getting that when you had mentioned Johnny Depp, Jerry Bruckheimer, the producer of the pirate movies, is being honored as a Disney legend. And that kind of came out of left field. Like I wasn't expecting that. So Johnny Depp at CinemaCon, Jerry Bruckheimer being honored at D23. There's a lot of chit chatter about a Pirate 6. Did they come up with a deal? And if the rumors are true, they said they offered Depp a nice chunk of change
They
to
did.
reprise his role.
I think originally I think it was like 200 and something million, and then he declined it, and then they went back to the drawing board, and they went back to they went back and forth with negotiations multiple times. And the last thing I saw, and I don't know how legit it is because it was on social media, I
Yeah.
think I think it was like $301 million they offered him. I think.
That's crazy.
But hey,
If that is true, I don't know
sure.
if the number is correct. I believe that it is going to cost them a pretty penny. Excuse me, to get him to agree with it. I don't know if it'll be the 300 million, but I think he's going to give them a run if they really want to do a Pirate 6. He's probably going to give a little pushback of the price tag.
Well, John Make It Rain says any Pirates movie with Johnny Depp will make $1 billion. I think this one will probably do if Depp is part of it. I'm telling you right now, even though they probably won't have Jeffrey Rush in it, who plays Barbosa, it's still going to make bank because of all the stuff
Especially
with
because
Amber Heard and all
it's
that.
been quite a few years. There's some gaps in between
Yeah.
from Dead Men Tell No Tales, or Dead Man Tell No Tales. It's either men or man. I don't know, and I don't care. But uh, um, but actually, Dead Man's Chest was the first Disney film to cross $1 billion.
Then I believe it. I honestly believe it. And actually, it's interesting because there were early speculations about um Davy Jones, being part of this new movie. And again, like I said, since Barbossa's not going to be part of it because they killed him off in the last movie, and then with all the stuff that Johnny Depp himself had to go through with the nasty divorce with Amber Heard and how the trial came up and all this stuff, I think Disney fans really, really want Depp to come back to reprise his role because originally, Disney cut ties with him. They were going to cast Maggie Robbie to replace Johnny Depp, and that got a very bad negative feedback. So I'm glad they're not doing that. And
yeah, I'm glad too. I mean,
nothing against her. It's just
nothing against Margot Robbie. The problem with not her as an individual, not her as a person, not her as a woman, not her as an actor. I just feel like some of the decisions that's made, maybe it's her publicist, maybe it's her manager. They give her great projects like she did Barbie. Like Barbie was like top notch, but then they give her like these weird, bizarre films, like that great big bold journey she did with what the hell's his name? Colin, I forget his name. I can't remember. But anyway, that movie stunk. So I think like putting her in a role that is going to fill the shoes of what Johnny Depp brought to Jack Sparrow, or should I say Captain Jack Sparrow, that's some big pirate boots to fill.
Oh, by far. And again, I'm glad Depp is even, deciding to even come back because, I kind of feel like Disney really did him dirty. They made a judgment call before all the facts were in. They just heard the bad parts of it, and they already decided before
and that is it. That's like the knee jerk reaction. It's like you can have your reservation, just step back and let events transpire and see where it goes.
100%.
Not unless something did a very bad, heinous crime and they were found guilty right there, then you do a knee-jerk reaction. But because he was going through the divorce, in court, and then he had the issue with Australia because he brought his dogs with him when he was on the set of the fifth Pirates movie. They were going to take his dogs away. He had to fly them back. And it was just like there was just like so much going on in his life at that time, and and you can tell in the performance he gave in Pirates 5, like he was completely checked out. But you had mentioned about Davy Jones. I can see him returning because at the very end of Pirates 5, after like the end credit scene, it does show Davy Jones returning.
Yeah. So I'm very curious because the actor who actually plays Davy Jones, I forgot his actual name.
Bill Nye.
Oh, Bill Nye. Thank you. He actually was complaining when he did the second and third Pirates movie because him and the cast and crew, since they were the fish people and all that, they said they felt kind of out of place and awkward because they were wearing those pajamas type skin pajamas to kind of and it had the little not barcodes but little like strips of code on the suits so they can kind of make them the fish people. And he's like, we're basically wearing pajamas on set. I don't feel comfortable with this. He did a whole interview and all that, so I'm even surprised he would even consider coming back. Because I thought he really did not like that at all. So I'm actually shocked. But hey, dude, I will say Bill Nye though, he knocked Davy Jones out of the water.
Oh, he did. Honestly, I think out of all the villains in the Pirates movies, Davy Jones was the best.
Oh, 100%. And then we got Jacob Weller. He said just finished his Epic Universe trip.
Oh, nice.
I'm glad.
I can't wait to hear about it, Jacob, of what you thought of it, because yeah, Epic Universe, it's a banger.
Oh, it's definitely a banger. So the next thing I wanna share with you guys, and this is gonna be a article by Disney Tourist Blog. Basically kind of, let me make the thing bigger so I can actually read it. Okay, here we go. Um, so we're actually going to be enjoying this as well coming up, and this is going to have the original trilogy in Galaxy's Edge. So Disney themselves are trying to fix a wrong that they shouldn't have incorporated in the land as they were building it, but decided to go a different direction. So I want to ask you, George, because we're going to be seeing this on, was it the 29th or the 28th when it debuted?
This premieres on the 29th.
Okay, the 29th. What do you think the procedures are going to be for, everyone running to this area? Because obviously this is going to be the main focal point. Everyone's going to run to this area and see, Han, Luke, Leia, Chewbacca, R2D2, Dark Vader, and the classic stormtroopers. What do you think the protocol is going to be on that?
So I remember actually going the first premiere day when they were premiering Luke, and a whole bunch of people actually waited for the first glimpse of him coming out with R2. There's like a hidden like back door, like where the rock work is, where like the cast members go in and out, where they bring out the character, so people knew that's where he was going to come out, so they waited. So um I'm assuming that that's where they're going to have them coming out, especially like Leia and Han and with Chewbacca and everything. Now with Vader and the stormtroopers, obviously they're probably going to have him coming out of the ship where the photo is showing. So there's probably going to be two different locations. So depending on, we probably might have to get tipped off to see like who is going to be brought out first.
Yeah.
And basically just kind of like follow the waves of people wherever they're going.
Yeah.
Because I want to get like Leia and Han coming out, but if I had to pick and choose, I want to get Vader.
Oh, dude.
Walking down. And I said this on, I don't know if I think I said it on one of my lives. They need to play the Vader score. Anytime his presence is around, when you know he's coming, they better blast that shit.
I'm okay with getting a copyright on that.
I'm okay with that too.
Because, dude, out of all the Star Wars villains, Dark Vader is my homie right here. He is the classic villain I love to death, literally. Oh my god. He is just so like intimidating. It's awesome. Like I don't get me wrong, Kylo Ren kind of has that, intimidation factor, but Vader just brings it. Like, I mean, brings it. And like George is saying with the classic music, oh dude. I'm telling you right now, the first moment, like I mean the first moment Vader walks off that ship right behind him for the first time, it's going to be a one and done moment for me, because it's going to be like an epic moment. Everyone's going to be filming, freaking out, screaming, the whole nine.
Because that's really going to be history in the making, because it's not only going to be Vader's first time in Galaxy's Edge, but they are putting him in an environment where he's going to be walking around.
Yeah.
Usually with Vader, they either have him like standing in a corner, or for a meet and greet, or they had him do the Jedi Training Academy show and everything. He's going to be free roaming, and I think that's going to be very intimidating to see Vader walking around, not knowing who he's going to approach. I think that's going to be with the classic stormtroopers.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I'm going to go down to the next picture right here, and actually Remy, or I'm sorry, not Remy, John Make It Rain had a comment. Princess Leia's outfit is not good.
I
what do you think
agree
about
with
that?
John.
Okay,
I think honestly they could have done something so much better for her. What I thought they were going to have her in was the like the white kind of
yes,
like dress kind of thing with the boots that we first see her in A New Hope, or maybe in her a little bit more what they had her in the Return of the Jedi, sort of something like this, but it was more like darker, like hunter green kind of thing with the vest and everything. This outfit kind of reminds me of what they wear like in the animated series.
yeah,
Like it just seems a bit underwhelming. But first and foremost, I would have had her in the white
that's what
uniform. That's what I would have had her in.
Yeah, because it kind of looks a little weird. I'm glad she's going to be a meet and greet character, but I do agree the outfit is not the greatest of choices, and we've actually
And
met Luke many
and
many.
really quick, and also her hair. I feel like with her hair, they have it how she was as a child in the Obi-Wan series.
Yes,
I would have still gave her the space buns.
yes, 100%. Speaking of Obi-Wan, another banger for me. I think they're in development. I can't swear for sure, but I think they are in development for Obi-Wan season 2 as we speak, or getting ready to.
Would be
And I
cool.
really hope that is the case. We ran into Luke many, many times. He's an awesome character. Nothing wrong with him. Now, let me ask you this. Okay, so there's Han, and a lot of people speculate online, and I can kind of see it. It looks like Han from the actual Han movie, not Han from the original trilogy. Do you kind of see that?
I can, and here's the thing. I'm kind of like in the middle with it because that's the tough part when you're dealing with um face characters, because when
Yeah,
you see the face character you automatically recognize them as Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford. So
yeah,
that's kind of tough. So that part I can understand. However, yeah, when you look at a photo like this, I see more of Han Solo.
yeah,
This one right here.
yeah.
The one above, honestly, it it kind of looks like Flynn Rider from Tangled.
Yeah. Hey, maybe he's pulling a double shift. You know what I mean?
And actually, I also agree with John. I feel like the performer that is, I think they made him a little bit too tall. Now Harrison Ford is the tallest out of the three, and I know I might be nitpicking and everything, but it just seems a little bit awkward. I feel like they have him a little bit. He's a little bit
Yeah,
too tall.
100%. Um, I wanna ask you too. With all this chaos happening. Let me zoom back in. With all this chaos happening at Galaxy's Edge that day, because obviously for May the 4th, you're going actually April the 30th, if memory serves me correct.
Mhm.
Tommy's going May the 4th. Um, or no, not May the 4th. Or is he going May the
No,
4th?
he's going. He's doing Star Wars night at Jesus, April 28th.
Okay, so April 28th. So the day the characters debut, and he might actually get something very interesting, because think about it. Imagine seeing Dark Vader roam around Galaxy's Edge at night. Like, I mean, at night. Can you
That would
imagine that?
And
That'd
I'm
be
kind
bad.
of hoping that they still continue it even after the 29th for when I go on the 30th.
Yeah.
So that way I can get two different perspectives. during the daytime and during the nighttime during an after hours event. I hope Disney does it. I hope they do it right. I hope they do not fall short on Star Wars night this year.
I hope not. And that's something I want to see going forward. And I don't think it's that difficult. Take everything out of Tomorrowland and move it in the Galaxy's Edge. Now that you kind of transform the land into the original trilogy, there's no reason why you can't have the Imperial March. There's no reason why you can't have, Emperor Palpatine with her. Why did I say her? Jeez, I'm losing it. Emperor Palpatine with his guards, Dark Maul, all that. Why can't they just take it out of Tomorrowland and move it in the Galaxy's Edge? That way it kind of just further justifies why they have to, basically bulldoze Tomorrowland to the ground and start over. Mm-hmm. They keep giving it life, even though it's on its last leg. Literally. It's like flailing for help, and they keep.
And I think really, again, Disney should utilize Darth Maul because of the series that just came out on Disney Plus. It's doing really well. I think it's like one of the highest rated Star Wars series that has come out thus far. So I hope they use Darth Maul in that sense. John Make It Rain says they should bring out Palpatine, as you had mentioned, Conductor. Now, I do know last year they did bring him out with two of the red Imperial soldiers, the guards. Or the guards. Yeah. But they had him like all the way up at the top of the Carousel of Progress building. Yeah. Like, so you're down on the bottom and you're looking up.
Yeah.
And he's just pacing really slow back and forth. He doesn't talk. He just stares at you. And it's like,
that's
what kind of interaction is that? Like, I want to.
Well, you know what's funny about Galaxy's Edge? Because I kind of feel like this is going to be a transition point for the land. Because a lot of people said the kinetic energy is not exactly what Disney promised when they were showing us concept art back in the day. And I know you and OG tell me this all the time. Never get married to concept art. And you guys are right. But when you're hyping a land up that much and you're saying, oh yeah, there's going to be all this kinetic energy, blah, 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 blah. And there's not. Like, I mean, how simple could it have been? Because we saw it at Hollywood Studios when we're in Orlando. They had that little stage for the Jedi Training Academy, and they haven't used the stage since, and it's been abandoned. Why couldn't they incorporate something like that in Galaxy's Edge? There's areas where you have the big, like almost like cave-looking entrances that lead to backstage. They could probably put something right there. You know what I mean?
That's what I want to see. I want to see movement. I want to see action. That's what the land needs. Yeah. Like, have performers running around trying to catch each other. Have where they have some pyro special effects, like up on the those high platforms, like above where the speeders are. They did like a performance like with Rey and Chewbacca like one time, and it was like for an opening of something. It's like, no, keep that. Like, that's what we need.
100%. And John Make It Rain says, I also wish they had a cool challenge course for adults to attempt or play on. That'd be kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. And then he also said some cool force interactions would be cool too. If you had a lightsaber, you should be able to do some fun things. I totally agree. That would have
been really cool. That, like, sort of like how they do at Wizarding World, like with the wands.
Yeah.
What if they had a motion sensor that you use your hand? All you need is your hand.
Yeah.
You're moving stuff. You're moving objects.
Sick.
And it's a motion sensor thing. See, that would be really cool.
That would be dope.
Josh, come on.
I know, right? Come on, man. Don't make George chase you down Main Street. Don't make him.
I'm going to do it anyway, but I mean, like, it's.
Don't make him chase you down for that. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Can you imagine me chasing him down Main Street and I just pull out like a list and I just like
Hey,
run it down to him.
hey, to be fair though, he has done some conventions in the last couple months.
Josh is really good with that though, because he attends. That's actually something I would love to do if you're ever down for it one of the years. I would love to attend one of the IOPA conventions down in
Yes,
Florida,
that'd be cool.
because he attends there, and I swear he just walks up to people and he goes, "So what'd you think of this? Like, how did you like this?" He's very inquisitive and he likes to really get people's feedback, and I hope he keeps that trait.
Yeah,
So,
because he even said during the convention he was just recently part of, I forgot what convention it was. He even told a room full of people, he's like, when I'm not at the corporate office now that I'm the CEO, if I'm not dealing with business at Burbank, I will be in the parks and I will walk every inch of the park. And whether a cast member comes up to me and you know talks to me about some concerns or maybe some new ideas, or a guest comes up to me, I want to hear it all. So I
mhm,
agree with you. I hope he does keep that. I hope the CEO, position doesn't get to his head and he becomes all
mhm.
corporate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like, obviously, he has to, obtain some
Oh,
corporate,
sure.
responsibility. But yeah, I agree with you. I hope he still maintains his Damaro-like ways that he was as chairman of the parks.
100%. Um, the next thing I want to bring up, because Doomsday. Okay,
Mm.
this is interesting because there's a lot of speculation and rumors online that the trailer might drop tomorrow. It might. Now, I don't. Again, I haven't heard anything from Marvel themselves, as far as I know, but a lot of people are saying tomorrow the trailer is going to drop. And with the movie coming out, in December, we're getting closer and closer to the two Avengers attractions in Avengers Campus at DCA. Do you think, because we've seen other characters from Marvel series that debut on Disney Plus make their appearance at Avengers Campus, like Deadpool and Wolverine. We had Moon Knight. We had what's his name that keeps appearing? The guy in the red suit. That
Deadpool?
has no,
Oh.
the other guy, the guy with the beard.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. A part of yeah, I know who you're talking about. The big red guy. I
Yeah,
forget.
yeah, not Thunderbolts, is it?
He's part of Thunderbolts. Yeah.
Okay, Thunderbolts. So you have him meeting. Then, with Doomsday, I want to ask you straight up: do you think we would have a Doctor Doom mean Greek character walking around?
I don't see why we wouldn't.
That'd be
I don't
sick.
see that would be a
That'd
talk
be
about a missed opportunity.
that'd be
I mean,
dope,
that
dude.
would be um now I don't know if there's any stipulation with having Doom in the theme parks as a meet and greet character, because I know Universal utilizes him over
Ooh.
Superhero Island. Now, again, that's east of the Mississippi, but I don't know if there's anything in Universal's contract that it comes to Marvel that if they could utilize him
Well,
as a meet and greet character.
the only reason I bring it up is because we have Spider-Man that's part of that superhero island
That
as
is true.
well.
So yeah, Spider-Man can meet. That's a very good point. He can meet in Avengers Campus. So yeah, so I couldn't see why Doom wouldn't. So yeah, so they really should Sean Narani said they showed a trailer at Cinema Con on Thursday. That's why people feel that there will be a trailer dropping soon. And they also showed some footage too.
They did.
Yeah, thank you, John. The Red Guardian
The Red
from
Guardian.
Thunderbolt. Um, so here's my thing with the trailer. It is possible that they can drop it tomorrow. But the thing with Marvel is anytime that there's an abundance of speculation that it's going to drop on a day, That's usually not Marvel's forte. I know a lot of people were saying that the new Spider-Man trailer was going to drop during the Super Bowl, and it didn't.
That's true.
Marvel waited to drop it on their time when they were ready. So it very well could drop tomorrow. If it does, I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, me
But
too.
I wonder if they'll drop it this soon from CinemaCon, because do you think it would be too soon because of people that paid to get into that panel, that they literally just seen the trailer and it's like, oh, well, we could have just saved. I mean, obviously they went for more, than just seeing the trailer. But do you think it's a little bit of a slap in the face to say, okay, well, these people just paid to see the trailer. Now we're going to drop it like a couple days later?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I just want to go to this comment. A Magneto and Professor X meet and greet would be dope. I'm not even going to lie about that. That would be awesome.
That would be really cool.
That would be awesome. I can't even tell you. But I think, because as far as I know, when people went to CinemaCon, I don't think they were expecting a Doomsday trailer. So it was almost like a surprise. It wasn't,
and that's what Marvel, and that's what Marvel does. They do it on their time, where it's like a lot of people may not. They could speculate, but I think a lot of people may not know. I feel like Marvel is more under wraps with their information than Lucasfilm, to be honest.
100%. And then Jacob Weller said they have a new animatronic, Pummy. I can't even say that.
Pygmy Puff?
Shoulder Pal. Where's that from? Is that Universal or Disney? I think that's Universal, isn't it?
Have a new animatronic Pygmy Puff.
Jacob, if you can clarify, that would be wonderful. I don't know if that's from Universal or Disney, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Disney and Universal are really getting into those shoulder, like, little pal animatronics.
Yeah.
They're like really banking on those, which is not. Oh, Universal. Yeah. Okay.
So probably at Epic, he probably seen them at Epic Universe.
100%. The next thing, and this was one of the topics you actually brought up to me, so I'm glad we're going to talk about this, because that's something I want to bring up for sure. Special events. If you want to start it off, George, and then I'll kind of feed into it.
Absolutely. So we kind of already started touching upon it when we were talking about, Universal's Fan Fest nights, but again, Disney also does it too with their yearly roundup of after-hour events, like they do with Star Wars Night that we were just talking about. They do Sweethearts Night. Then they usually do Pride Night, and then they usually have two specialty events that they kind of pick. So usually Pride Night, Sweethearts Night, and Star Wars Night were kind of already a done deal every year. And then they'll rotate or add something new. So last year was 90s Night. I forget what else was last year. It might have just been 90s Night. But then this year they brought back Disney Channel Night. And then they had that god-awful set. I don't know what the hell we went to with that 70 anniversary.
That was not good.
I don't. Yeah. I literally don't even know. I still haven't even dropped that video yet. Like that. Well, do you know why? Because I started focusing on the Florida stuff, and it was like. So I'll probably still drop it for you guys, and you guys could see like for yourselves of what we went through that night. But in any case, so for the Disney Channel night that Abby and I just recently went to was a banger. That was one of the best after hours events Disney has ever done. We've enjoyed Sweethearts Night, but Disney Channel night, oh my gosh, like the amount of celebrities that was there between the three nights, we literally bypassed one and we didn't even know it. So what happened was we were walking into Tomorrowland, and this was before the event officially started. Here, Penny Proud was out,
Oh, geez.
and this was her debut as a meet and greet character.
Sure.
So all people were standing around, they were taking photos and everything, and then there were people that were getting pictures with her.
Oh,
And
geez.
I'm like, here we go again. It's going to be like Darkwing Duck all over again. Like they just started like letting people in. The event didn't even start yet. And then Abby and I, because we even said this on the vlog, and we said it has to be like a VIP group or something.
Sure.
Or like maybe Club 33 members or something. So later on that evening, when people started posting on Instagram and everything, the person that was getting photos with Penny Proud was Kyla Pratt, the voice of Penny Proud.
Oh,
And we
geez.
literally walked right by her.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, and so she had her entourage with her. She had, I think, like maybe some of her friends' family that was with her. They were in a group. And she was the very first one that got to meet Penny Proud. And I thought that was very respectful to the fact that, I mean, she brought that character to life when I used to watch Disney Channel. I mean, she's only a few years older than me, but I mean, and she's still doing Penny Proud, you know, with the Louder and Prouder series. So, and yeah, Sean, yeah, there what Darkwing Duck was at Disney Channel night. I was waiting to see him. Then when we got to Toontown, what they were doing was, which I thought was a little bit better, but there's my Italian stubbornness. So when we got there, they had the DuckTales characters on.
Sure.
And it was Scrooge and Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And they had them blocked off around the fountain. And they just had people standing around in a circle. And they're literally just walking, jumping from like person to person, like interacting with them. So that's what they did with Darkwing Duck and Launchpad. And I'm like, I'm not sitting around waiting for this. I want to see Darkwing Duck. I don't want to get a quick like little wave or something. I want an actual like picture like with him. So I thought, so no, so I didn't wait because I knew if I waited, I would have been pissed off. So I just, I bypassed it. But I think honestly, the operations for Disney Channel night was done really well. The activities, the music, oh my gosh, like from Camp Rock to High School Musical to Zombies to Descendants. Oh my gosh, the Phineas and Ferb dance party over at Tomorrowland Terrace. Oh my god, the people that were rocking out, and I can respect them because it all started with you little kids, but then when people saw like what it was a tribute. Like all the adults just like stormed the thing, and they like kicked the kids out, and I was like, hell yeah, like I'm all for it. So, so like, I mean, people were like, so they played Today Is Going to Be a Great Day, the main song. They played Gitchy Gitchy Goo. It was like, oh my god, it was like, and they brought Phineas and Ferb and Perry out on stage.
No.
And everyone was chanting their names and everything. It was, oh my god, it was when you say like it was a party, it really was a party. Now I bring this up, and I brought this topic up to Conductor because you have a great event like Disney Channel night.
Sure.
And then you have the 70 years of favorites. And you're like, how are both of these events created by the same team?
Yeah.
Like, where did it go wrong? So it's like, it's a hit or miss. And I get everything, single thing is not always going to be a grand slam out of the ballpark, you know, fireworks blasting kind of thing. But speaking of which, I think that would have made the event even more special if they would bring back the freaking fireworks for the after hours events. I don't care if you're worried about disturbing the locals. I don't give a shit. Like, they signed on what they were getting to when they purchased their homes surrounding Disneyland. Disneyland is not surrounding the houses. The houses are surrounding Disneyland. Yeah. So if you have a problem with that, then pack up your shit and go and move elsewhere. Go move to Rosemead or something. Like,
Oh my god.
I don't know.
There
I'm
it is.
just giving out like a random like that like really like gripes me. Like, because I would give my left arm and leg to have one of their houses that is like situated right by Disneyland.
Oh, 100%. Can you imagine? That'd be crazy.
And
Um,
yeah, and I so would, Peter. Like, if they gave me the opportunity, as
yeah,
I said, I would put like the 90-day eviction notes right on their doors. And it's
geez,
like,
here
if
we
you're not
go.
out by the 90th day,
Here we
I'm
go.
still coming in with the bulldozers and the wrecking balls. And
Oh, dear God.
yep.
Yeah. You better duck and cover if you live in those houses and you're one of the ones complaining. I'll just tell you that. John actually had an interesting comment. He said replace Pride Night with 21st Century Fox content. Now,
Ooh.
now I'm going to say this. I don't think they'll get rid of Pride Night. But
Yeah, because that's like their community
but,
is big and popular with that.
but I will tell you this. That would be a great after dark event at
Mhm.
DCA.
Yeah.
DCA, because we've all said it at one point or another, DCA is more catered to the adult, atmosphere.
Other than Oogie Boogie, what they should get an after hours event. And I actually like that idea because I think DCA that would fit so perfect.
Oh,
And that could be
100%.
one of the specialty events. Hey, what's up, Remy D? That I think honestly that would do really well. Yeah, Pride Night, Sweethearts Night, they're pretty much like a done deal because they're like so popular with that. Star Wars Night, I mean, they'll probably still bring it around because of May the 4th and
Sure.
for Season of the Force. It's just a great marketing campaign. So they'll probably still keep Star Wars Night, but
Definitely.
So, and speaking of Star Wars Night, I wanted to actually ask you this.
Sure.
And forgive me for asking you this on the spot while we're live, but are you considering on doing Star Wars Celebration?
I saw the tickets. I saw it. There's a slim possibility I might pull the trigger. The only reason I'm kind of hesitant to do so is because we don't know enough details with the Disney Believe. And if I buy the tickets and find out it's literally, God forbid, cross
Oh
my
my God, can
fingers.
you imagine that shit?
Cross
Oh my God, I would be so ticked off at myself because that would be it. It would be the maiden voyage, literally the weekend of Star Wars Celebration. Because I think Star Wars Celebration is April 6th. I think it kicks off 2027. I think.
If anyone knows in the comments or
I know. I think it's in April. I just can't remember
hold on.
the dates. But kind of going back to what was it, John Make It Rains? Yeah, a 20th Century or Fox. That would be freaking awesome.
That'd be like, I mean, dope as hell. Okay, so it's actually going to be from April 1st to April the 4th at the Los Angeles Convention Center.
Oh, okay. And the reason why I was considering it too is because it's the first Star Wars Celebration back in LA in how long?
Exactly. I might pull the trigger, but if I'm doing it, I don't know. I go big or go home.
I will say
VIP.
Oh, you do the VIP?
I might do the VIP because it's only like, I think it was like $267 or something.
No, that's the regular ticket. The VIP is like almost $1,300.
It is?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Let me look. Let me look. I didn't realize it was that much. I thought it was less than that. Oh no,
dude.
You're right. It's $1,210.
Yeah.
Ouchie. Or the 4-day $260, which is not.
See, that's not bad.
No, that's
I mean,
not bad.
$260. I mean, you're not guaranteed to get in everything, but I mean, I don't know if I would risk that big amount of money not knowing, because Lucasfilm is kind of wobbly when it comes to announcing stuff and not sticking through it.
Yeah,
So, like, but I think it would still be able to. I would say this: if we ended up getting tickets, and it just so happens that Believe would be on the maiden voyage that weekend,
yeah.
I would see either about like if they have like a ticket transfer, or if I could sell the Star Wars tickets to somebody that would want them. If you're able to do that.
100%. I'm totally down. That would be a new thing for us to do. Hey, you know, if you're down, I might pull the trigger. I might, because Star Wars, because they're even talking about a new Star Wars movie. Like I said earlier, they're again speculation, rumors. Lucasfilm themselves haven't even confirmed it. I don't think, but season 2 of Obi-Wan is rumored to be, starting the film. We got the Mandalorian movie coming out here very soon. What
We
else we
may
got?
even hear something about that Solo Rain movie that we've been waiting to hear about for 7 years.
Yep, that exactly. And I think they're even gonna one of the new Star Wars movies is gonna be a continuation from the last one. With Rey in it. Because remember at the end, she gets her lightsaber and she buries Luke's and Leia's. So,
Mm-hmm.
and she's at Luke's old home. So I don't know. Possibilities are endless. I do know it gets nuts there. Like people cosplay like you wouldn't believe. Like
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I could imagine.
Oh, it's crazy. Um,
Um, I would cosplay Palpatine just so I could wear
oh,
like
dude,
a hooded robe and just start beating people with my cane to get out of my way. But
that would be awesome. I could see you doing that. I can see you doing that. But big shout out to John Make It Rain though for that idea. That 21st Century Fox idea would be wonderful. I think it would fit perfectly in DCA. What would you think about another After Dark event, whether it be Disney or Disneyland?
so Sean
Or
Narani had one. What if they did a rare characters night?
ooh, I like that.
See, I like that because that would give the opportunity that it's not just trying to find one character in one specific spot at a certain time. Like it's just a bunch of rare characters, like
That'd be
the
dope.
whole night. Like it's showcased like that. It'd be like bring out the Hunchback characters, bring out again, bring out Darkwing Duck so I could finally meet him like in
Dumbo.
person for a and honestly, for the love of God, bring back out the gummy bears.
Yes. Because they probably have all those costumes in the warehouse.
Yeah, and even if they are old or something, they could always make up to date ones.
Oh yeah.
You know,
100%.
that would be really cool.
That would be really awesome. I
Jacob Weller is asking, what's your favorite Harry Potter creature? My favorite Harry Potter creature actually is the hippogriff. I love Buckbeak.
Buckbeak is awesome, and I can't wait to see him for FanFest. That's going to be incredible because I don't think it's an animatronic. I think it's an actual like person in the costume, but still, it's pretty awesome because I saw footage when they had Buckbeak in was it Universal Japan, and he's
Oh yeah, yeah,
enormous. He's big and he's
yeah.
awesome.
A close second actually is the basilisk from
The
Chamber of
basilisk
Secrets.
would be
I
sick.
just love the fact that he can like slither around without being seen or heard and just like petrify people where they like are frozen in time and everything. That was one of my ex-wife's special features, but um
Oh
but
my
yeah, the basilisk is a close second because I love Buckbeak because he's like a gentle creature, like but very standoffish. You know, you still have to
sure,
be careful. But the basilisk is the representation of Slytherin. It's just like an evil creature. You know.
100%. No, my favorite character. Do we have to go creatures? Is that what the question was? It was creatures?
He said creature, but what were you thinking? Like you just thinking like just character in general?
Just characters in general, so it gives a broad. I think if I had to go creatures, it would be kind of following George's idea. Buckbeat would be the first one, the Basilisk would be the second, Dobby would be the third. That'd be my top
Mm.
three.
Oh yeah, how could I forget Dobby?
Exactly. And then for the actual characters, Voldemort, number one, evil. He looks evil. He is evil. I would have to say, ooh, man, that's a tough one because there's a lot of great characters. I think, from the adult cast, I think it would be Sirius Black, Professor Snape, McGonagall, Dumbledore. Mm,
I kind of like Lucius Malfoy. I don't know why.
he's kind of cool. I,
Like
I I do like
I
him.
feel like he like later on he becomes kind of wimpy. He like like he cowers down to Voldemort. But I'm sorry, his wand is a badass. I love the
Oh
snake
yeah,
at the top of
dude.
his
I
wand.
I had it. I had the cane, and it literally came out and all the. Yeah, I had the cane. I have it somewhere, not here, but somewhere in storage. I actually have it, and
Wow,
it's dope as hell. And
that's
I'll tell you, those things are like sharp as hell. Like you barely touch it, and you feel like
you
you're
can
gonna.
use it as a
Like,
back scratcher.
I felt like I would bleed. It's that sharp. It's ridiculous.
Is that all the characters for you?
Yeah, that's all the characters for me because if I had to go with the child cast, it would probably be Harry, Hermione, Ron, Malfoy, Neville, and it looks like Jacob loves Cedric. I kind of wish because
I
you know
wish
what?
I wish his character had a
More of
bigger
an
part in
appearance.
the first three leading up
Yes.
to the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah. Because you kind of see the characters from Goblet of Fire kind of bleed into the next couple movies. So I kind of wish that was the case because that's where we first met. Actually, no, we met Luna in Order of the Phoenix. That was the movie before Goblet. So yeah,
After Goblet. After Goblet.
oh, it was?
Mhm.
Oh, you're right. No, it was after. But still, I kind of feel like he could have had a bigger role, but maybe it had something to do with other movies he was part of that had
Well,
conflicts.
I can't remember. Was Cedric mentioned at all in the books prior to the Goblet of Fire?
I thought he was, but I can't remember. I read those books over 10 years ago and I haven't picked up another one since. So I don't know 100%. And I don't even
See,
know if
that would have been a cool thing for FanFest is go through the Forbidden Forest, but go through the hedge maze that was part
oh,
of the
dude,
Triwizard Tournament.
you imagine
That would have been creepy as hell, but man, that would have been so cool.
that would have been dope as hell. I could see that, literally if and I hate to even say this, but like if they didn't have the World of the War set and they built the hedge maze for Halloween Horror Nights, and it was based off the Goblet of Fire, the Triwizard Tournament, dude, that would be fire. And you have all these dark creatures popping out of the hedges and stuff.
That would be
That
cool.
would be awesome. That would be really cool. I'm not gonna lie. The next thing, speaking of
Call us.
exactly, please. The next thing, speaking of Halloween Horror Nights, this is the spec map. Big shout out to Halloween Nightmares. This is the current spec map. There might be a new one, but I'm not 100% sure. What's your speculation for Halloween Horror Nights?
Well, it still seems like the usual suspects. Obviously, it definitely seems like we're getting Hellraiser. Definitely looks like Stranger Things. We're getting what looks like to me for uh is it Sinners. That's what it looks like to me. It wasn't confirmed yet, but
over here. That's that big facade that you can kind of see outside the park that you see from like Mondo, from Five Fires,
yeah.
Christian at the Parks.
The one that's like kind of confusing me is the one that would represent for Monstros, because I thought we weren't gonna get like a Day of the Dead kind of house, but it looks like we may. It may not be Monstros, but I guess we're getting something in that format.
Yeah, it looks like we are. And then this kind of handprint. I'm going to debut it here and now. I'm hearing from sources,
I'm sorry,
and
which one?
this one
Oh,
up here. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you can I think I know where you're
Okay.
gonna go with that.
So
Yeah.
the sources, I don't know if I want to say their names. I'll let them kind of say it, or let them, say it for themselves. But from these sources I've heard, this kind of rock looking logo for concerts, it's going to be Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne, baby. And I hope that is the case. The reason why is because we just lost him, a literal legend icon. The
The
guy was
Prince of Darkness.
the Prince of Darkness. And he had so many amazing tracks, like Crazy Train is like literally my
Oh, Crazy
favorite.
Train, like, that was, like, my favorite.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
Lord, and, honestly, that should be your opening song, man.
Dude, if it wasn't for copyright, I would do it. I would do it. But absolute favorite song, and I think it would be an absolute fitting tribute to have Ozzy Osbourne as a Halloween Horror Nights house, because they did Black Sabbath back in the day. And I was talking to Mr. Scary Dre from X. I've actually known him since grade school. We grew up together, and he actually went the year of Black Sabbath, and he said that was literally one of the best Halloween Horror Nights houses he's ever gone to, ever.
I mean, I would think that that's what it is. I don't know what else that would be.
100%. And originally, the one literally right below it, we thought, okay, it was there was speculation about maybe Jack the Clown versus Hollywood, or Halloween Harry, and or Hollywood Harry. And from recent pictures, what we've seen, it looks like Clowns 3D might be making a return. Unfortunately, I hope that's not the case, but someone took a picture. I forgot if it was Mondo or one of the big YouTubers, but they took a picture, and underneath the tarps, it showed the Clowns 3D kind of, facade. And that's kind of disappointing. I do understand uh, John Murdy, he even stated himself, he's like, things are very expensive in Hollywood, and there's going to be times where there's going to be return houses just to kind of keep the budget in order. I'm okay with that to a point if amazing things are to come. You know what I mean? If it's going to be the same repeat like 5 years in a row, it's like, okay, well, find another repeat. Like I
Mhm.
told Mr. Scary Dre the other day, I'm like, dude, give me back some Krampus. That house, I don't know how many of you in the chat actually went through that house, if you've ever been to Halloween Horror Nights. Krampus was literally the most badass house I've ever experienced. Me and it was funny, me and Mr. Scary Dre, because it was on the Metro sets at the time. We went back there, and literally we were the only ones in line for early access, and we went in. We went in. It was just two of us. Had the whole house to
See,
ourselves.
that's the best experience when you
Oh,
have
dude.
everybody just focused on you.
Dude, it was I was actually scared to death the first time going through it, like just me and him, because I literally thought like the scary actors were gonna follow us through the maze. I'm like, holy, like I was like legit panicking, but it was weird. I was panicking but excited at the same time. It was like a commingle of feelings. But I tell you what, Krampus was literally the most badass house I've ever experienced at Halloween Horror Nights, for sure.
Now, you had mentioned the Metro sets, and I know we talked about it a little bit on the phone yesterday, but for the sake of doing the live,
Sure.
do you think they would ever get back to using those, or more primarily before John Murdy retires?
This is what I think is going to happen. Hopefully, if we don't get the Metro sets this year, hopefully next year, or at least the last year John Murdy is doing the event before he retires. I would honestly hope that the studio allows him to use it, and it's kind of between the studio and upper management to make that decision. But to kind of go out as a bang for John's last year, whenever that might be. Hopefully, it's not anytime soon. But when it does happen, I personally would like to see the Metro sets come back, because when we had the Metro sets, we had one, two, three, maybe even four houses back there. I'm not even kidding. But then we didn't have a lot of sound stages that were utilizing the houses either. So I hope that we do get it back. The studio's still claiming, oh, we're still recovering from COVID. Well, that was 5 years ago. And on top of that, there's been numerous reports from all over the place, news organizations, social media content creators, outsources like the Boardwalk Times. Big shout out to Zach from Boardwalk Times and others that have even stated, a lot of movie productions, especially for movies, not TV shows and commercials, but movies, are not even filming in California because of the tax for filming in California. So a lot of these productions are moving out of state or out of the country to film the movies. They're not even really filming in California because of all the red tape and prices and taxes and all this other crazy nonsense. So I don't know what the heck they could possibly be filming on the backlot where we can't get the Metro sets, but hopefully at least give it back to us for John's last year as creative director of Halloween Horror Nights, whenever that might be. That's all I got to say about it, because it was a banger. Because they, like I said, they had 3 or 4 houses, food trucks. They had so much going on back there. You could spend literally hours back there. It was crazy. It was literally nuts. They had the toxic tunnel. They had everything. So I'm super excited for this year's Halloween Horror Nights event by far. I'm super excited. It's going to be your first year doing the RIP tour with me and Tommy. That's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I love seeing like different formats of something. Like I've done HHN with like the base ticket, that's included with the platinum, the annual pass platinum. Sure. I've done express. So yeah, this is going to be my first time doing the RIP. So that's going to be very interesting. And then one little piece of info, speaking of HHN and everything, recently it was posted on social media that the actor who portrays Art the Clown in the Terrifier movies got down on one knee and proposed to his girlfriend, now fiance, in the Art the Clown outfit. And even Art the Clown needs some love. So I thought that was really cool.
No, that was pretty awesome. Let me see if I could actually find that. Did you send it to me on Instagram?
No, I think I sent it to you and Tommy through the text.
Oh, you did.
Hold on, let me
see if I can find it real quick. Oh, there. Oh, no. That was a. Hold on, folks. Let me see. See if you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, the wrong one. I'm gonna send it to you.
Let me see, because I want to show you guys. You know what? Actually, I think I got it. Okay, there it is. Let me share.
We both just put it in at the same time.
I know that was like lightning in a bottle moment right there. That was crazy. I think it was Chrome tab. Okay, here we go. Let me go to my messages and then click on this. Oh, it's not. Hold on. Time out. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. This thing's being weird on me. Okay, window. I think it's gonna play it. We'll see. All right, here we go. Let me do this. I have the volume up. Let me know if you guys can hear it.
You gotta have that kiss again. Come on. Slow it up. Good. Now look in here. Look right here.
That's so awesome.
That's a great photo to show their kids one day.
Oh, dude, you imagine? Oh my god. Wow. I can't believe he did that. That's really, really cool. And David, how oh my god, now I'm gonna butcher his name. Just like he butchers kids.
Oh my god.
Well, in the movies. No, not in real life, in the movies. Okay. Content warning in the movies.
Great segue.
Yeah, no god. David Howard Thorne. The guy is like, he's one of the nicest guys you would meet.
Yeah, isn't that the strangest thing? Like, that's how really you know that you are a character actor. That if you can portray an image of a character, but you are the complete opposite of who that character is. And he literally created this character in his kooky mind. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
and he became a powerhouse with it.
it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, but that's awesome. She's probably the luckiest gal on the world right now, and I'm so happy for her because she literally, besides Art the Clown, the hell with that. David's a really, really nice guy, and he's very social. He kind of reminds me of a Josh Tomorrow. Like, he loves just being in the action. He doesn't like being behind the scenes. He loves being like right in the middle of things, and he loves just hanging out with people. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
That's
I wanted to get the question from Sean Narani. Do you think that Florida is getting into too much Harry Potter in one park with the expansion?
I personally, for me, I agree with you about 99.99%, because I kind of feel like Hollywood needs a Harry Potter expansion. And I've been saying this until the cows come home, that the Falls Lake area would be a perfect location for that. You know, give us a Harry Potter expansion just like Nintendo, because Nintendo's also getting an expansion in Epic Universe as well. It's not just Harry Potter. They're getting Zelda. And we're still kind of like, there's no movement on ours. And I get it. Logistically, smaller park. Logistically, they have to get rid of the sound stages. I understand that. But, you know, it's kind of like Hollywood needs their time too. It can't just be all Orlando, because as we see even with Fast and Furious, you know, they're building a Fast and Furious, and then they even went a step farther. They called it the same name. And their roller coasters in the New York section, so Hollywood Drift doesn't even make sense. It's like, what the hell? We can't have.
I know that became like one of your biggest pet peeves.
It did. Don't get me wrong. When I go back to Orlando and it's open, I will ride it. It just doesn't make sense with the name. I wish it was called something else.
Well, and speaking, since you brought it up, that was actually one of our topics. Was when do you think we will finally hear an opening day? Like, we're surpassed like time frames of saying, oh, like early summer, midsummer, sometime that, like, no, I think we need like a substantial date.
100%. I kind of feel that we are going to get a date. God, I want to say summer. I want to say summer. The only reason I bring it up because they still got to put up more of the glass shields, or glass paneling for the shields. They're not done with it yet, especially on the far end. Then they put up scaffolding recently on the straightaway and the launch. So people were speculating that possibly some adjustments have to happen. They had that one ride through test where they actually had the creative director of Universal writing it and other executives writing it for the first time. So I think they're a little far off, from the direction. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they want to get the security hubs, at least two of them, which is going to be the central security hub and the other one next to Margaritaville done before they actually open Fast and Furious. I think. I could be wrong, but I'm not 100% sure. And that's where I'm kind of confused at the moment when they want to open this thing. The only thing I will say, though, is if all the landscaping is done, behind the construction walls on the upper lot, at least get rid of those construction walls and maybe just put like temporary barricades up, like you see when they open the park in the morning and the certain section towards the French Street is closed off because there's it's still early morning. They don't have enough team members to kind of surveil that area yet to let guests get in that area. If they did something like that and got rid of the black construction walls, because a lot of them actually are getting nicked up pretty bad and they look rough. So if everything behind that construction wall is pretty much done at this point, I would like to see those construction walls go away. They don't have to have the attraction open, but at least get rid of those walls because they look god awful now.
I can see that. I think if I had to guess, my guess would be like mid to late June.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hinting at. Yeah. I would honestly want to say maybe for the 4th of July, they want to open it before then because they know the crowds are going to come in for that.
Yeah. And then mid to late June, kids are already out for, the school, people go on their vacations, which I don't even understand how that even works because I see kids in the parks during a regular school day hour. So I don't even know like what the heck goes on there. I don't even think like summer vacation for kids even exists anymore.
That's insane. Yeah, no, I don't get it as well. But if they opened it in late June, early July, that would give some time to make adjustments if they have to and get it ready. Because once Halloween Horror Nights hits, I can promise you between the houses, the scare zones, the shows, and that attraction's going to get busy if they open it. And that would be a missed opportunity if they don't open it, especially all the money they invested on building the damn thing and including the scream shields and all the preparation they did with all the supports by pouring gravel into the support columns to reduce noise. It would be almost irresponsible to not open it during an event like Halloween Horror Nights to kind of test that theory.
Yeah. Well, and that's where it kind of nestles in between Fan Fest and Halloween Horror Nights, because that's why I think late June or mid June is like a sweet spot because Fan Fest has ended.
Sure.
And then it's before HHN. So I 100%. Feel like it's like right there.
100%. And I couldn't agree more. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Again, they're very close because the fact that they're having people, actually on the ride means we're just one step closer. So I would say in the next, between now and 3 months, it will be open. And I cannot wait because that's going to get crazy. because me and George are like, no. We talked to our other friends. Wizard won't go on it. OG won't go on it. Bunch of people won't go on it. I'm like, you know what? Screw them. Me and George, we're sitting front row. We're doing it.
Front row. I'll wait the extra 20 minutes to get the front row.
Oh, dude, the G-force on that is gonna be insane. Oh my god, it's gonna be insane, and I can't wait. The last thing I wanna cover, again, this was courtesy of HALOGELATO. There's some new updates at Epic Universe with these now kind of facial recognition scanners in the entrance portal of Dark Universe and possibly other portals as well. And there's a whole speculation about possibly opening up Celestial Park for free, where you don't have to pay to get in, but you would have to pay to get into the portals, which kind of ties back the history. If you go back in the past, when Disneyland first opened with Walt Disney, it was kind of like that to a point. You know, you would go into Disneyland, and if you wanted to ride the attractions, you would have to buy like this ticket booth or book to ride the attractions. And it was an actual physical book that you would have to buy at Disneyland to ride the attractions. So I wonder if Universal's kind of take a page of that and making it their own. So
it's possible.
This is courtesy of Capture the Magic, our good dear friend Jared. George, you probably know the rules already, but everyone watching, if you don't know, I kind of do this with Orange Grove 55 as well. Anytime we do a video review from a content creator, at any point, if there's something we want to discuss, we'll pause it and we'll talk about it.
Absolutely. Yep. I know the drill. I'm like Jenny from the block. I've been around.
couple dozen times, right? Just a couple dozen. Just a couple. All right, here we go.
What's up, everybody? It's Jared with Capture the Magic. And when it comes to Epic Universe, there's lots of things going on there. Obviously, this park is not even a year old yet. You have new additions that are coming to this park. You have the potential of Epic Universe APs out there. You have the more than likely indications that there is going to be a fireworks show premiering sometime this year off recent job postings that Universal has had. And just the other day, some people in the park noticed something interesting, which is in at least one portal, there were facial recognition scanners seemingly to get into one of the portals. What does this mean for this park? Are there going to be some major changes coming? So in this video, we're going to go through what this is. I think I do know what this is right now, but what this also could indicate that could be coming to Epic Universe. We're going to go all through it, talk about it, and give some thoughts on it. All right, this comes from Blog Mickey. It says Universal begins testing innovative land-by-land access at Epic Universe, and they say it could be a game changer. Universal's Epic Universe is now testing an innovative land-by-land access system that would allow for a very unique operation of Universal Orlando's latest theme park. The testing was spotted at the Dark Universe portal, and if successful, could redefine how Universal approaches operations at Epic Universe. It says this has been a long time coming, so let's dig into the latest. As spotted by Florida Coasters 1, Universal team members were recently spotted testing a facial recognition system at the entry to the Dark Universe themed land at Epic Universe. As seen in the photo below, there are 3 facial
So I have to bring this up, George, because you know what ticks me off above oblivion out here in Hollywood for Universal. We still have the dinosaur technology of entering our theme park with fingerprint scanners, and it drives me literally nuts. So the fact that they can build, facial recognition like scanners for a entrance portal to a land, it makes you wonder if they are, they have the capability to do this at Universal Hollywood. There's not
absolutely. They have the capability of doing it anywhere, that they want. It just makes me wonder if Universal doesn't want to do it in Hollywood, or if they do, but something of the stipulation to the California state law won't permit it. I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird. So hopefully hopefully we'll see it in Hollywood with all the transformation happening. Again, probably I would say it's kind of hard to tell, but once they start the hotel construction in the Woodywood parking lot, they're going to close off where the globe is, and you won't even be able to enter that area because it'll be all walled off. So I would guess at that point they would probably update, the technology, get rid of the fingerprint scanners, and introduce the facial recognition scanners if they are allowed to, because I would like to see that. Because I will say this until my deathbed, but it was so much easier at Universal Orlando to get in the parks doing the facial recognition than it was fingerprint scanning in Hollywood. So much easier.
Recognition stanchions at the portal entrance to Dark Universe, and team members can be seen monitoring the system. So before we dig into the specifics of this system and what it could allow, let's go back to the planning stages. Epic Universe implements a hub and spoke design that was popularized at Disneyland. Essentially, there is a central area, which is Celestial Park, that feeds into the various themed lands. What made Epic Universe unique in the planning stages is that it didn't connect the themed lands to each other. Instead, each themed land would be a standalone experience, requiring guests to exit the land and return to the Celestial Park area if they wanted to visit another area. This design was in sharp contrast to how Disney has designed its hub and spoke parks. At Magic Kingdom, for instance, guests can walk all the way from the far reaches of Tomorrowland to Adventureland on the other side of the park without ever having to return to Main Street USA, thanks to the interconnected walkways between each land. It was clear from the planning stages that Universal had something different in mind for Epic Universe, and we're just now starting to see the early testing of that design. Dusting off the hard drive, we're going back in time to when Epic Universe opened. We were told that the long-term plan was to allow land-by-land access to Epic Universe, allowing for maximum flexibility when operating the theme park. Therefore, when we visited Epic Universe during the previews, not only were we fascinated by the park itself, but we're also fascinated by the 3 electrical boxes in the ground at each portal. In the photo below, you can see the outlet boxes that are being utilized for the pop-up facial recognition test at the Dark Universe portal. When thinking about how this land-by-land or portal-by-portal facial recognition system could be used, the possibilities are many. Epic Universe already utilizes facial recognition at the main gate to tie your face to your park ticket. That means that once you're inside the park, any other facial recognition checkpoints should allow for a smooth experience. I will say, if some people don't like the facial recognition, but at Universal, it does work very well. Like, I haven't had any issues with it recognizing my face. Even when I've had sunglasses and a hat on, it still recognizes me. It's actually pretty impressive, and it's actually pretty quick. In fact, this facial recognition system at the portals isn't even the first in-park implementation of such a system. Universal already uses facial recognition for the Universal Express Skip the Line system. From what we've seen, this system is quite snappy and should allow for a pretty seamless entry experience if expanded to individual portals. But why would Universal want to limit access to the portals? And they say, let's speculate. This is where it gets interesting. This is where I think I know what's maybe going on currently, but what this could lead to is kind of interesting, and I don't know if I like it. In fact, I'm probably going to say, if this is what they're leading towards, I don't like it. I was going to talk about Universal's current predicament of trying to manage crowds with less than efficient attractions at this point in the article, but the land-by-land access is something that was created long before the issues that Epic Universe is facing at this specific point in time. Indeed, I don't think that the portal-by-portal access system is meant to fix anything. Instead, it is meant to give Universal ultimate flexibility when operating the theme park. So let's talk about a few scenarios that this facial recognition system could address. And this is the one that has been talked about, rumored about, theorized about, that I don't like from a guest perspective, but I totally get why Universal could do this. And they probably have some pretty good reasons as to why they want to do this themselves, but I don't think guests will necessarily enjoy it, which is free access to Celestial Park. It says, we'll start with the most likely outcome of the facial recognition system. Free access to Celestial Park. Celestial Park is beautiful, and it contains a lot of shopping and dining offerings that could benefit from more guests visiting. In theory, if Universal is able to effectively gate access to each portal using the facial recognition system, then Universal could open up Celestial Park for free or discounted ticket, if you just, something cheaper, but, it could be free, to anyone who's looking to do some shopping or dining. From there, if you have a theme park ticket valid for that day, you'd simply be able to access the portals via a quick face scan. In this scenario, Universal is able to fill up the Epic Universe restaurants and shops with guests. Now, that is the big thing about this. Essentially, with this model, if they were to go through with it, it would operate very similar to City Walk in terms of, and this was rumored and talked about before the park even opened, that they may do this because you have a lot of restaurants and a lot of shopping in Celestial Park. Plus, I'll just add in here, you're going to have a fireworks show that is premiering sometime this year. I don't know the exact date, but it is probably going to premiere this year.
So let me ask you, George, you know what Jared just spoke about for a second.
Yeah.
Do you honestly feel is that the direction that Universal might go? Is it going to benefit them or hurt them?
I hope they do not go that route. That just to me seems so overly complicated, where you're going to break off different tier tickets for a park depending on what you want your experience to be. Where I do agree with Jared, where looking at a business point of view through the optic lens of Universal, where they're like, okay, well, we can get an upgraded ticket for, if people that want to go through the portals, or if people just want to go to Celestial Park, they could do a downgraded ticket. Well, the problem with that is Jared even mentioned about the fireworks coming. So does that mean for a downgraded ticket that people in Celestial Park, they can be able to see the fireworks show when it should already just be included with just an overall encompassed park? And I know that Universal might have been considering this before Epic Universe even opened, but I think honestly that is like one of the dumbest operations that you could do. And I love the facial recognition technology, but I don't like how they're going to implement it if this is true, because essentially what you're doing is you're going through one gate to get through multiple other gates. Even though it's facial recognition, for how many people that's going to be going into this park, it's going to cause lines.
Yeah.
So you're going to go through a line to get into Epic Universe. I don't even know why you would even call it Epic Universe, because essentially you're entering in through Celestial Park, because now they're going to be dissecting everything into parts. And then from Celestial Park, you then have to stand in another line to go through the facial recognition for Super Nintendo, for Dark Universe, for Isle of Berk. And here's the thing, as I said, I love the facial technology. But just to say, what if there's issues that it's going to cause a stoppage for people to get in through the portal that's going to be backed up? I'm sorry, if you're paying for a theme park ticket, the second the person is in the theme park, let them enjoy the theme park.
Yeah.
Let them go, because then when you put facial recognition, it defeats the purpose of why you even did a portal. Isn't a portal supposed to be where you get sucked into wherever your destination is going, but you're going to have team members standing there. Okay, look right here, so you can walk through the portal. Like, to me, it's out of the escapism.
It is.
And to me, I'm sorry, people bitch, complain, and moan about Disney nickel and diming, but if this is the case that Universal is going to go, they're falling right into that same category.
100%.
Nickel and diming.
100%. I couldn't agree with you more. What my direction, I hope they do.
And I'm so sorry. Hold your thought. One last thing I wanted to say. What does that then do for annual pass holders?
Exactly. That's something I'm concerned about as well. So you have that aspect. You have the aspect you're talking about, and then one thing I would like to see them do, if this is the direction they want to go. Because obviously we see it all the time with Universal, Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando. Certain parks get bought out by by a company for the night.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I could see these facial recognition systems doing for the portals is they could still have Epic Universe open, okay? Because they're building that kind of like convention building next to the Atlantic restaurant. It's going to be a multi-purpose building, but it's basically going to be for like, corporate business, meetups and
Right.
stuff like that. Not really guest related to a point. But with these facial recognition, I think hopefully they're using it for that aspect. So if a company comes in and they do their convention at whatever this building is going to be called next to the Atlantic restaurant, and let's say they buy out, I don't know, Dark Universe, since this is the first time we're ever seeing this at Dark Universe. Let's say the company buys out Dark Universe, but all the other portals are open to the general public that's already in the park. They don't necessarily have to close Epic down. They just close that portal off, and they use the facial recognition to scan people of that convention to allow them in, but not allow the general public, even if you're an annual pass holder, because you're not part of that company's party or wherever they want to call it. I could see something like that. But the way Jared is describing it, it's not Jared, it's an article
Right.
from
It's just whatever the article is saying, and Jared's giving like the
his opinion.
take that there's the possibility. And I hope that is not the case. I hope Universal is smart enough to not go down that rabbit hole, because that is going to lead into a mess. And people think that a lot of people aren't going into Epic Universe now. That's going to be even a bigger case that people aren't even going to want to even tackle going into that park. That'll cripple that park. And again, as we said it, as Jared said it, as many people said it, it's not even a year old yet. Yeah. And they're getting a little bit too complex with it. And then also, too, they're going to treat Celestial Park. Okay, you go in for shopping and dining, just like City Walk. Well, I'm sorry, then what's the point of having City Walk?
Exactly. That's what I mean. And big shout out to Hen Geek Village for the $5 super chat. He says, I agree. I'm not a fan of Celestial Park idea where we need to line up for portals. Spot on take. No, 100%. And it's something I hope Universal, and they claim they're another company that claims, oh yeah, we listen to our fans. Well, I hope someone from Universal is listening to this, because if you guys go the route that Disneyland did when it first opened in 1955, and you try to incorporate that now in 2026 or 2027, it's going to be an utter disaster. And I'm not saying that to be mean, because I want to give a big shout out to Universal Orlando in general, because their social media account, they kept liking and commenting on my posts from Universal Orlando. So I do commend them a lot, because it was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
And that's why Universal, that's why we're telling you to not do this, because it was a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, this would make it a nightmare experience if they consider doing this.
100%. And John Make It Rain says, City Walk in LA needs to go. I'm sorry, but there is nothing substantial or special about it. He wants it gone.
Here's the thing. I just don't know, even if they were to remove City Walk, the placement of where it's at, I don't really know what else you would do with it. It would just be a giant, I'm going to say it, folks, sorry, walking path to the park, because you can't really do. I mean, am I wrong? I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the footprint. Is there anything else to do with that spot other than what shopping and dining?
No. You could put lands and rides, but it would be logistically, it would be a puzzle to try to build it. But there would be lots of rides, like John Make It Rain said, and a lot of space for land. It just, would they do it? I'm not sure. It's not off the table, but who knows? Giant Peter says Universal Orlando has liked and commented on many of my posts in the past too. Yeah, they're very what's the term or phrase I'm looking for? They're very excited in a way when tourists come into their park and they're posting photos, video clips, talking highly about their parks. They eat that up. And why Universal Hollywood kind of has their little select bubble of people that they like their posts and basically the hell with everyone else. I don't, understand that. I hope they would change that in the near future, because I agree with Peter. I literally felt the hospitality in Universal Orlando is like 100 times better than Hollywood right now. Not saying Hollywood is bad. I'm saying that Hollywood has room for improvement, and Universal Orlando is literally the leader in hospitality when it comes to Universal parks. Now, obviously, I haven't experienced the international parks of Universal, but I'm just saying in general, if I had to do a comparison, and then the Hen Geek Village, he said they need to just be patient and finish the expansions and get annual passes going. The people will come. 100%. I couldn't agree more. Peter says Disneyland Paris for me too. Liked and commented on my post of mine. See, it depends on the parks, but the domestic parks are kind of just, they're hit or miss, and they have their little select bubble of people for a media list, for liking posts and liking comments. If anything, they should follow their East Coast correspondent and like pictures and videos, especially when that person or individual is speaking highly of their park, and they can use that as a promotional thing. That's the whole point of having a public atmosphere, is to have individuals that don't work for your company speak highly of your company because they had such a wonderful experience to drive in more people, more attendance. So why the domestic parks out here, especially on the West Coast, don't do that as much as their East Coast correspondent, I will never understand that.
And that's not even just Universal, that's Disney as well.
Yeah, Disneyland does it too. Well, Walt Disney, I kind of felt did it a little bit. Well, they actually did it a lot, because I don't think I even got one look from Disney at all on that, which I'm kind of shocked. But Universal Orlando, I thought I was working for the company. I literally thought, I kid you not, George, I literally thought I was on the media list. That was like the adrenaline thrill I was getting.
Because you were getting that like one-on-one kind of interaction with them, and between like the team of Universal and yourself.
100%. And anyone from the media list from Universal Orlando, I can promise you right now, if you want me to come back, which I'm coming back next summer, and hopefully we can make one day out of our trip a Universal Park Day, I would love for future events, Halloween Horror Nights, whatever it might be, to be on your media list and come out there and cover some stuff. I would entertain that by far.
I think if we could do just one day, I know what I would do, depending on what gets announced and how it gets announced. If, God willing, Mythos is still there,
oh yeah, we're doing it.
I would have to go to Mythos any opportunity that I can while it's.
Oh yeah, we're doing islands. I'm telling you that right now. If Mythos is still open, we're doing it. And this time, I'm not waiting for my bread pudding to turn into a lake. That's not happening. As much as you want it to, not happening. This guy over here. Remy D says, I think if they opened it up, Celestial Park, for free, it will be a mistake. It would. And I don't think that's something they should do. Giant Peter says, Universal Orlando media list is the hardest media list to get on. I tried 6 or 7 times for Epic. It might be the case, but for my first time going to Universal Orlando, and I have the company themselves, messaging me on my first time, and I know they did it for you, Peter, as well. That's a bold statement, because when I started my YouTube channel, And I was going to Disneyland and Universal because I live out here in California. I didn't get looked at by Universal. I didn't get looked at by Disney. The first time I go to Universal Orlando, I have a one-on-one interaction with them on social media. And you're going to tell me that's kind of a coincidence? I don't think so. Crazy. Park Explorer Adventure, welcome in. They said, how do people get on the media list? Well, there's several different ways. You can email them. There's a certain email that you can find online to email them. A lot of times, if your content's really good and they like what they see, they can reach out to you. There's multiple ways. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I know it's getting a little close for us to do another video. But George, I want to ask you a little more questions with this. Because again, like I stated at the beginning, what Jared was talking about, and big shout out to Jared from Capture the Magic for providing the video today, is you know, they have the technology to build the facial recognition.
Right.
Hollywood's in the dinosaur age. They need to get rid of it, get with the times, and get, you know, have the facial recognition. And here's my gripe about it, because people have said in the past they don't want facial recognition at Hollywood. I don't know if it's something because of your face gets posted on a government server or something. But
and honestly, we're all covered anyway. No matter what you do, whether it's through your face, whether it's through your fingerprint, whether it's through the shit you take in the stall, like somehow, some way they know who you are. Your life, creating an account on your phone, puts you out.
No, it's
yeah. So sorry, but yeah, to your question.
No, it's ridiculous. I want to read John's comment there. He said, in LA, they just have so little space and it's wasted on city walk and parking structures that could be built future south or remove altogether. He's talking about city walk. No, absolutely. The possibilities are endless, John. But for right now, I don't think, getting rid of city walk is ideal. Now, could they visit that idea down the road? Maybe. But for right now, what I would like to see Universal Hollywood do, give us the facial recognition scanners, open the security hubs, build us the hotel they promised, give us an expansion of Harry Potter, give us an expansion of Super Nintendo World, and possibly a West Coast version of Darkmoor, and then we'll talk about getting rid of City Walk. Because City Walk still has a decent amount, not a lot, but a decent amount to offer. Like George and I, we go to the AMC theater a lot with Abby, go see movies like the Mario Galaxy movie we just went to go see not too long ago. We eat at Bubba Gump a lot. I ate at Slice House. I wasn't disappointed. It was a really good slice. It was delicious, expensive, but delicious. You have all these stores. There's still a decent amount to do in City Walk. Do I want to see more come to City Walk? Absolutely. There's not enough compared to Orlando. It's funny. In City Walk in Orlando, I advocated this to George before we even went on the trip. I said, there's this place I want to try so bad. I want to try it in City Walk. He's like, what's this place? It was the Big Fire. And he's like, okay, well, if we could fit it in, we'll do it. Okay. So we're doing the Universal parks, and then we go to the Studios park. I think it was the last park before we jumped to the Walt Disney World vacation side of things. And we left the Studios park early. And I said, you know what? You guys hungry? Tommy was kind of peckish, so he's like, yeah, I'm hungry too. So we went there. Big Fire. I kid you not, dude. The aesthetic of this building looked phenomenal. Inside, I thought I was in the museum eating. It was just beautiful
It
inside.
was really good food. It
Oh,
was
it
really
was
good food.
delicious.
That was the one restaurant actually I had nothing to do with. That was not planned by me. That was all Conductor. You know, he actually picked that one, and he really wanted to experience it. And I'm glad he did, because I definitely would go back there again
Oh,
for sure.
100%. And we only, what's funny is Orlando or Universal Orlando City Walk, we only barely scratched the surface. There were so many other things we didn't even see. Like, I wanted to visit the Red Coconut Club, didn't get to see that. There were other things I wanted to see. So there's so much to do in Universal Orlando City Walk compared to Hollywood. It's crazy. It's insane. So that's something I look forward to going, in the future. So hopefully it happens. I would like to personally see it myself. But we'll just have to wait and see. Again, hopefully we get some clarification on these facial recognition scanners for Epic, because like George mentioned, like Jared mentioned, and I even mentioned, if they go down the route we're thinking they're going to go, it could be disastrous for Epic and really kind of put a dent where they don't want a dent to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
But I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the chat. Giant Peter's Adventure, Remy D, John Make It Rain. We had Hidden Geek Village with the $5 super chat. Again, very much appreciated. Sean Narani. We had Jacob Weller. Who else we have in here? Just want to double check to see if we had anybody else. And we had Abby in the house as well. We had David in the house. So I want to thank everybody for watching this early live stream of Conductor Sunday Livestream. You will catch me on George's channel pretty soon. It's going to be a video. I'm thinking it is, right? A video.
Yes. Yeah.
So you'll probably see that video up on his channel in the next couple of days. But I'm your host, Theme Park Conductor. This is HALOGELATO. HALOGELATO, thank you so very much for joining this live stream. Where can everyone find you on social media?
Absolutely. And Conductor, thank you so much for having me on once again, your Conductor Sunday live stream. It's always a great time talking shop with you. But if anyone would like to find me, go over on YouTube on HALOGELATO, where Abby and I cover all the theme parks: Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, Universal Hollywood. Most recently, we just got off the Disney Wonder, so we got some cruise vlogs coming at you, and just life vlogs, events, entertainment, all that good jazz. Shorts, many different shorts that you'll find on the channel as well. You could also find us on Instagram under HALOGELATO. And one more minor note before we close it out. I am now part of the parks streamers team for the annual Chalk Walk. We are accepting donations. The walk will be at Disneyland on August 2nd. Please feel free to go over onto the community tab on YouTube on HALOGELATO. I posted the link there that you can go on to support cancer research for the children who have the terminally ill sickness, and it's just for a great cause. You know, we're trying to reach a goal, and just make a difference in a young child's life that definitely deserves it. That deserves a chance at living and not just being in a hospital room. So I know, times are hard. Any little thing that you can give to donate, please, as I said, feel free to go over to the communities tab on HALOGELATO. The link is there. Just click on it and you can donate whatever you can.
Absolutely. And again, to kind of repeat what George was saying, it is for a great cause. It's a horrible, horrible disease. We've lost too many people from cancer, and it especially hits hard when children are involved. It's a disease I wish it wouldn't even exist, especially for children. So again, like HALOGELATO was mentioning, any little bit that you can help out with, definitely go on HALOGELATO on the community tab. And Abby posted the link in the chat here. Big shout out to Abby, George's wonderful wife. And please show your support for Chalk and Children's Hospital, because again, like George mentioned, children deserve to live. They don't deserve to have their life cut short due to this horrible, horrible disease. And everybody, on August the 2nd, there's going to be an event at Disneyland for Chalk. George, I'm guessing, will be there. The crew of the park streamers will be there. So definitely come and show your support. It's for a great cause. And again, big shout out to George and his wonderful wife, Abigail, everybody in the chat. I'm your host, Theme Park Conductor. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Bluesky at Theme Park Conductor, on X at Theme Conductor, TikTok at Theme Park Conductor 1, and every Sunday, like today, at 5 or 7 p.m. for Conductor Sunday Livestream, where we have amazing guests like the one, the only, Mr. HALOGELATO, with his spicy Italian theme park opinions that I love so much, and so many others as we break down Disney and Universal news. We speculate, we talk rumors, we have the chat, discuss these topics with us that are just a great conversation, and I love doing it. But programming note, I will be at Universal Fan Fest nights, me and George and 11 other of us. So we're going to have a big entourage. It shouldn't be hard to miss, because you'll see me probably a couple miles away because I stick out like a sore thumb. But
you'll just hear my mouth.
Yeah, you'll hear his mouth and you'll see me miles away. If you do see us in the park, though, please come say hello. We always welcome it. We love to talk to our community and love to hear your comments. So I can't wait. And then I think the week after that, we'll be at Disneyland for the original trilogy characters debuting at Galaxy's Edge, and so much more content coming up. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night, evening, day, wherever you might be. Stay warm, stay cool, stay safe, and I will see you guys next Sunday on Conductor Sunday Livestream or in the parks. Have a good night. Peace out, everybody.